Hello, it's Reviews Day Tuesday, and today it's time for a new Mouse Reviews. It's been a while since we've done one of these. Today I am going to be reviewing The Witcher, the 2019 Netflix series based on the book series of the same name. The Witcher had 8 episodes, all released on Netflix on the 20th of December, and a second series has already been announced. It follows Geralt of Rivia, a lone monster hunter, Princess Cirilla of Cintra, who finds herself on the run and looking for Geralt, and Sorceress Yennefer of Vengerberg. As the series progresses, we see how their destinies are tied together. I was really intrigued to watch this series. I've been looking out for it for a while. I recently finished playing The Witcher 3, the video game, and loved it a lot. So I really wanted to see the series, see how it was similar, how it was different, and learn more about the characters and the story, because I've never read the books or played the previous 2 video games. And overall, I was very pleasantly surprised. I really enjoyed the Netflix series. For a start, I was really impressed with Henry Cavill as Geralt. The show would really have fallen down if Geralt hadn't been right, and to me, he was. I loved Cavill's interpretation. It felt true to the character, to me. The delivery of his lines especially, and he was great in the fight scenes, although there were fewer show-stopping fight scenes to me in the series than I was expecting, given the nature of the video games. The main 3 that I found memorable and exciting were in the first episode, the dragon episode, and the final episode. Apart from Cavill, I thought that generally the performances throughout the series were fantastic, and the interpretations of the characters, at least the ones that I knew. Like many people, I loved Jaskier the Bard, played by Joey Beatty. I feel like he was really required in the series. You really noticed when he was there, and I really missed him when he was not. I thought that Freya Allan did very well as Ciri. I feel like a lot of Ciri's role in Series 1 was a bit less showy than a lot of the other characters. There was a lot of her being buffeted around by other characters and events, but I thought that Alan portrayed her really well. Anya Chalotra was fantastic as Yennefer. Yennefer's character was the best surprise to me, I think, because I only know of her character in The Witcher 3, and I haven't seen many female characters like her on screen. You know, selfish and ambitious and strong and not apologetic about it. I thought the character of Yennefer was really interesting. I'm not going to list everyone in the show. I mean, as I said, generally I thought the performances were great, but I really liked Mayanna Buring as the Rectoress. Out of everybody in the whole show, she is probably the actor that I have seen the most in other things, but I don't think I have seen her in any role like this, and I thought she was amazing. Apart from the performances, I really liked the look of the show and the tone and the pacing. I liked the way the world was portrayed and how it was shown to the audience. I generally enjoyed how lore was dropped, you know, how the audience learnt about the history of the continent and previous battles. It wasn't overly exposition heavy, which I feel is quite common in fantasy because, you know, there's just so much stuff that needs to be introduced. We were generally left to figure things out as we went along. Having said all of this, my biggest gripe with the show, my biggest problem with it, was with the timeline. I didn't realise until 2 or 3 episodes in that the 3 main storylines weren't happening concurrently. We were flitting between different time periods constantly, and it took me far longer than I would like to admit to notice. And then when I did notice, I found it quite distracting trying to figure out when we were all the time. You know, how long it had been since we last saw this character, whether this scene is before or after the last. I wouldn't have felt that the show was insulting my intelligence if it had just made it a little bit clearer, if it had just given me slightly less work to do. You know, an occasional 10 years later or something on the screen wouldn't have been unwelcome for me, and it didn't help that so many of the characters don't age normally, because when I wasn't thinking about the timeline, when I was getting engrossed in the story, alarm bells weren't going in my head saying time has passed. So many of the things in this show were entertaining and well plotted and well written and performed, but I had so much trouble with the timeline, and also a bit with gratuitous background actor nudity, although there was less of it than I was expecting after the first episode. But other than those things, I was really impressed with the show. I thought it was smart, I thought it was a really good adaptation. There was more diversity in the casting than you often see in fantasy TV and films, which was very welcome. I would recommend The Witcher, and I will give it 4 out of 5. And I would really love to know what you think about it if you have seen it as well. And I'd love to hear as well what people who have read the books think about it, and also what you thought if you went into the show with no prior knowledge of the world at all. So that is it for today. We have had a Mouse Reviews. Yay! Let's move across to the end screen. If you'd like to see my latest video or some more Mouse Reviews, then you can do so below me here. And you can also subscribe to my channel or visit my website if you wish to beside me here. And if you fancy checking out my Patreon page, then the link to that will be in the description below. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you soon.